Chancellor pledges a multi-billion-pound lifeline.
We will support jobs. We will support incomes. We will support businesses. And we will help you protect your loved ones. We will do whatever it takes.
It's an extraordinary package of emergency measures to protect business as the virus tightens its grip on the streets of Britain. At the hospitals too, routine operations are put on hold as the NHS concentrates its firepower on the pandemic. What determination from the PM to overcome the challenges ahead.
Yes, this enemy can be deadly, but it is also beatable. However tough the months ahead, we have the resolve and the resources to win the fight.
Also on the programme tonight, life in jail for the brother of the Manchester Arena bomber, guilty of helping to plot the attack that killed 22 and injured hundreds more. Love conquers all, the romantics refusing to be beaten by COVID-19.
This is the ITV Evening News with Mary Nightingale.
Good evening. The Chancellor's tonight unveiled an unprecedented package of support to help businesses cope with the coronavirus crisis. Rishi Sunak said the economic fight facing this country is unlike any other in peacetime. £330 billion worth of government-backed loans will be made available. And the Chancellor said more money could be provided if needed. In other developments today, the Foreign Office advised against all non-essential travel to anywhere outside the UK for 30 days. Hospitals in England were told to postpone all non-urgent surgery for at least 3 months to help free up 30,000 beds. And UEFA announced it's postponing football's Euro 2020 tournament. But first, our political correspondent Paul Brand has details of tonight's extraordinary announcement.
London at lunchtime and some of the most famous sights now monumentally quiet. And if people aren't moving, then neither is our economy. Which is why today the government was on the move. Another daily press conference, a different lineup. The Chancellor here to set out new steps as the Prime Minister set the scene.
We must act like any wartime government and do whatever it takes to support our economy.
Which will include measures previously unimaginable in peacetime.
This is not a time for ideology and orthodoxy. This is a time to be bold. Today I am making available an initial £330 billion of guarantees, equivalent to 15% of our GDP. That means any business who needs access to cash to pay their rent, their salaries, suppliers, or purchase stock will be able to access a government-backed loan or credit on attractive terms.
For small and medium-sized businesses, that means grants of up to £25,000 to cover losses. The whole retail, leisure and hospitality sector won't pay business rates for a year, with specific support coming for airlines and airports too. While homeowners will also get some respite.
I can announce that for those in difficulty due to coronavirus, mortgage lenders will now offer a 3-month mortgage holiday so that people will not have to pay a penny towards their mortgage costs while they get back on their feet.
With more measures promised in the coming days.
We have never faced an economic fight like this one, but we are well prepared. We will get through this, and we will do whatever it takes.
But before they'd even packed up, there were calls to go further.
The key issue is what support will individual families get? Will they get sick pay at a level that they'll be able to ensure they have a decent quality of life? Will they get proper support if they're laid off? Will they be able to afford their rents? Will the increases in fuel costs and other things be covered? We needed those answers today.
And tonight, many more questions for travellers too. For the first time in history, today the government warned against going anywhere in the world.
With immediate effect, I've taken the decision to advise British nationals against non-essential travel globally.
And with our streets only set to become quieter, this crisis will be measured not just in lives lost, but lives changed too. Paul Brand, ITV News, Westminster.
Okay, well, business editor Joel Hills is here. A huge amount in there. What has actually been the reaction from business?
Well, largely positive, because look, it's going to roll up, roll up. The government is going to write unlimited amounts of taxpayer-backed loans to businesses of all shapes and sizes. There'll be cash handouts to people in the retail, hospitality and leisure sector. A massive tax cut, Mary. Business rates holiday for 12 months for any business in retail, hospitality and leisure. Support for airlines is coming, details to be announced. Mortgage holidays for households. You don't have to have lost your job to qualify. Clearly a plan is being hatched also, Mary. The government wants to help employers pay wages of staff to keep people in work. Virgin Atlantic say unprecedented support, it's welcome. IOD, the Institute of Directors, says the message to business leaders needed to hear. Make UK, the Chancellor recognises the severity of the situation, but not everyone is delighted. Great if you own a pub or a restaurant. What if you own a factory, if you're in manufacturing? Not much for you here. Nothing at all for renters. Renters are some of those vulnerable people in society. They're on low incomes. There's cash help, but it's not much. Most of it's in the form of loans. Who borrow in this situation, and will they pay it back? The government is assuming everything comes back. Cost of the exchequer, 20 billion next year. Much more to come, though. That much is clear.
Okay, Joel, thank you very much. And our political editor Robert Peston was at the briefing we've been talking about. Joins us now from Downing Street. So, Robert, you heard what Joel said, an extraordinary package of support. Will this work?
Well, look, we are at the start of a very extreme recession. All serious economists are saying, look, the economy is contracting and quite fast. What these measures may do is lessen the shock, but at really quite considerable cost to the government. So, for example, this £330 billion worth of lending that the government is making available, which the Treasury is underwriting, not all of that will be paid back. Ultimately, it will be a cost on taxpayers, a cost which I imagine most people would be willing to pay. The big, as yet unrevealed piece of all of this is the government does not want unemployment to go through the roof. And so Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, has just said to me and my colleagues that there will be a package of measures to help employees bear the costs of keeping people on. The fear, of course, is that some businesses will start to lay people off until until they know what support they are getting. Chancellor and Prime Minister today both begged businesses to wait and see what's on offer. The clock is ticking.
All right, Robert, from Downing Street, thank you. 71 people are now known to have died from coronavirus here in the UK. The latest figures emerged after the government's top scientific advisors said it would be a good outcome if the total number of deaths here stayed under 20,000. But as our health correspondent Emily Morgan reports, many hospitals are already feeling the strain.
Nurses here are treating their first suspected coronavirus patients. This is normally a daycare children's ward, but it's been cleared to free up space for emergency care. After just 20 minutes on the ward, a potential COVID-19 case arrives.
Got a blue call coming in. COVID.
A blue call is coming in, warns the nurse. This is the reality of working on the front line and managing huge numbers of patients. As staff prepare for their next admission, the government scientific advisor was telling a committee of MPs 55,000 of us could have the virus already, and they're doing everything to limit the number of deaths.
So if we can get this down to numbers 20,000 and below, that's a good outcome in terms of where we would hope to get to with this outbreak. But I mean, it's still horrible. I mean, that's still an enormous number of deaths, and it's an enormous pressure on the health service.
In order to relieve that pressure, the head of the NHS announced unprecedented measures to free up 30,000 beds.
We are suspending elective non-urgent surgery with an assumption that that will be suspended everywhere from 15th of April at the latest for at least 3 months, but with discretion for hospitals to take action earlier if they need it.
The chair of the committee then read a letter from a hospital doctor describing the shortage of personal protection equipment.
It's absolute carnage in A&E, utter chaos. We don't have any proper PPE. We've been given
paper masks, not the gowns, not the FFP3 masks we need, and not everyone even gets those.
As we sit here today, nationally, the Department of Health and Social Care procurement team have sufficient for the PPE that we're going to need over the coming weeks. But there is a distributional issue around the country, and we are going to need more of it.
They will also need more ventilators to fill these makeshift emergency wards. There are plans to increase the amount of vital equipment to 12,000, but there's no doubt we'll need more.
And Emily is here now. Real strain on the NHS. What have you heard from NHS workers?
Well, there's lots of anecdotal evidence coming from doctors and consultants today. I've spoken to a few this afternoon, and the overwhelming consensus is they say they simply don't have the personal protection equipment that they need. One anaesthetist told me that some consultants are telling them not to treat patients if they don't have the equipment. So that is obviously causing great anxiety. They're also worried about the numbers of ventilators, the amount of oxygen, the numbers of beds, the wards. I think what the government is saying is not allaying their fears yet. I think one other thing that's important to say tonight, this is about ibuprofen. There's been an awful lot about ibuprofen, whether to take it. The chief scientific advisor said today to take paracetamol. Now that I think is perhaps because ibuprofen can reduce inflammation, and of course we need our own natural inflammation to fight infection, so that's why.
Okay, paracetamol is the way ahead. Right. Okay, Emily, thank you very much indeed. Still to come on the ITV Evening News, how communities right across the country are coming to terms with strict restrictions on their lives. Plus, we'll hear from some of those who have survived COVID-19. Those stories and more after the break. Join me then.